So, okay, guys, we're going to do a little great interview right here at the motel. So, first of all, tell me your name, and I understand you're a graduate of Asbury.
Okay, I'm Regina Campbell, and I'm from Jackson, Mississippi.
Come on, shout out for Jackson, Mississippi, right?
And I graduated in 1990.
Awesome.
Met my husband there. And so,
Awesome. And you were telling me you and your husband are pastors.
yes.
And in Jackson. And you pastor Spanish congregation.
Right.
And so introduced to us Miguel.
Yes.
And Dorcas, right? And so we're glad. So all of you guys came together, and then I know your son came also. So you were sharing with me this amazing testimony. So tell me again about that.
Okay, well, the story goes, and this is totally factual because we were there, is that there was a couple there that came from Chile, and they are pastors in Chile and saw about the Asbury Revival online on social media, and they sold their car to be able to get tickets to come.
Wow. Okay, let's just stop right there just for a second. So many views on my Facebook have been people from Chile, but not just Chile, but Central and South America is really hungry. The beautiful people of Central and South America are hungry for a move of God.
Right.
And so they are pastors, you're telling me?
Yes.
They sold their car
Right,
to
to buy-
come to Asbury.
Yes.
Okay. All right, just want to make sure. Let's go on.
Okay, so then the story gets more amazing is that the wife came here a day before the husband on their flights. Probably had issues on that. I don't know the story on that. But anyway, so she came to the revival, and then she went back to the airport in Lexington to pick up her husband
Yes.
in an Uber. Okay, and their Uber driver on the way back, they invited him to come into the revival.
Okay.
And he was miraculously saved.
Is that right?
And he was from Cuba. And so
What?
And so he worked here and was not associated or knew about, I don't say knew about it, but he was, came in, had never accepted the Lord, and was miraculously saved last night. We were standing right beside them.
Wow.
And here, Miguel was just very encouraging him. And then he was saved in the aisle.
So he speak from Cuba.
Yes.
So he speaks Spanish.
Right.
And so Miguel
Yes.
and others will really be able to help him a lot.
Yes.
And then you speak Spanish,
Yes.
obviously,
Yes,
fluently.
and there was a lady there, an American lady who spoke Spanish, who actually prayed with him against the wall in the aisle, because they brought him in
Okay.
from the back at the aisle. They didn't,
Okay.
And so we were standing right there, and of course we were like, "Oh wow, this is great!" And then,
Okay.
we went.
Hold on. I want to make sure I get the pieces put right. So the couple, the pastors from Chile, sold their car, came to the U.S., flew to the U.S., and they ended up getting an Uber from Lexington Airport down to Wilmore.
That spoke Spanish.
And he was the Uber driver was from Cuba, speaks Spanish.
And works here, yes.
And so they invited him to the revival. He came into the service, is what you're telling me, right?
Yes.
So
They brought him in.
They brought him into the
Yes.
service, and he got saved for the very first time in his life.
Yes, yes. I spoke with him too, and so we were all really excited for him right there at the aisle. Then there were other Hispanics that were down at the altar. Not a whole lot, but there were some, and so we went down to help and to counsel them.
Wow.
And then here comes this couple again with that man. He wanted to pray more at the altar, and so muestra la foto de ellos jugando, orando. Yeah, and so Miguel went down there and just started praying with him. And at that point, he needed someone to speak Spanish with him.
Yeah, sure.
And they prayed and prayed and prayed. She's got
Come
a
on.
picture of
Miguel, I
him.
love it, man. Come on, I love that.
And Miguel, he was super happy. He's one of our main church leaders. He's on fire for the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, so here he is. She's going to show you a picture.
Okay. And then when we get down here, will you text me those pictures? Would you
Yes,
send them to
yes.
me? Because I'd love to be able to share them, but we want to show them to you right here, live on the video. So I'm going to zoom in here. So the man in the blue shirt is the Uber driver, right? With the ball cap on. And there he is at the altar. You know, one of the things we've had so many people ask us on Facebook, they're like, well, yeah, but are people getting saved?
Oh, they are.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
People are like, well, yeah, but are they, and they've said, but yeah, but are they preaching the Bible? I'm like, what do you think they're preaching?
We were on the front row.
Wow.
And the altar kept filling up.
Yeah.
And then people would pray, and then they would leave, and more came. It was just continual,
You know,
for the.
Oh, let me see.
Okay.
It's a big deal.
And there's the.
All right,
Okay, wait, turn it
it's
this
sideways.
Wait,
It's a big thing.
está así.
I was,
Wait just a second, it got kind of.
so, you know, we came, my wife and I came within about 12 hours when it began, the chapel began. So we've been here the entire time. And the stories are just amazing.
Right.
That have happened. And look, but I want to encourage you, because I know you lead a Spanish congregation in Jackson, Mississippi, and we celebrate that. And by the way,
Yeah, it's actually in Forest, which is outside of Jackson.
all right. And Miguel and Dorcas are brother and sister, right?
Yes.
So they came together. That's awesome. But one of the things I was telling Miguel earlier is that the Latino Spanish-speaking people, they're not a part of this awakening. They are this awakening. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not just a part of it. They are the awakening. And I don't think as a nation or as the world, we need the Spanish culture. We need, you know, these guys really on fire and serving God. And we just believe there's a great harvest of souls coming from every nation, every tribe, every tongue. And so that's just super amazing.
One of the things that to me was very divine, kind of like a divine appointment, was that this man, you know, he knew nothing. It seemed like he was so new to this. They gave him a Spanish Bible, and I showed him, you know, here's the Old Testament, here's the New Testament. You know, start reading in John. Read John in the New Testament. He goes, okay, where's John? And I was showing him, you know, this, and he folded down the page. And
isn't that beautiful?
it was
isn't
so
that
fun.
wonderful?
And then Miguel, they exchanged phone numbers, and so Miguel now is going to be calling him and keeping up with him as his older Christian brother to check on him and to help him. And I think that was just so divine that Miguel
As a divine
was there.
connection. Okay, so here's, and they sold their car to come here.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've connected with a couple. Okay, we have the picture here of us all.
Okay.
And
Let me
of course,
see that. Let me see that picture. Now, tell us, point out to us who we're looking at. There's Dorcas and Miguel. I see Dorcas and Miguel.
Okay, there. Okay, here's the Uber driver.
Okay, he's
right there
on the end, right?
And then this is the pastoral couple.
Oh, from Chile.
From Chile.
Okay.
And here's Miguel.
Right, sure.
That was really, really helping him.
That's awesome.
And then here's Dorcas.
Yes, sure.
Me and my son.
Oh,
but you know, it was just exciting to me because we were missionaries in Bolivia, and this couple were from Chile, and so I just had that South American connection, and so we exchanged information now for us to connect.
So here's what I want to do. I'm going to believe God that through our ministry,
que la razón por ellos que vinieron es quieren llevar el fuego de aquí a Chile, es el motivo.
También porque oramos por él, porque quería más
más que este avivamiento o este fuego que sienten aquí lo lleven para
Chile.
Okay, well, I'll translate. He said that the reason this couple came, and they told us that, I was there when they said it, was that they wanted to carry the fires of revival back to Chile.
Come on.
And that is what they wanted to do. And this couple were amazing. And we wanted to just talk, but she had to leave in the wee hours of the morning to fly back to Chile. And then he was going to leave today.
Wow.
So, but the Uber drivers got somebody to check on.
Wonder what time he was leaving today.
I don't know.
Okay, so here's what I feel like the Lord's impressing me. I'm going to try through our ministry to raise money to buy them a car.
Oh, that would be cool.
So I want to believe God for the money to buy those guys a new car, and maybe I can just go through you and you guys to do that, to see if we can get them a car.
We've got, we exchanged all
You
contact
got
information.
and all that?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then also we would love to pray with them and connect them also into this. So what a great testimony. I love that. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to see if you would pray for people, whoever's watching this,
Si puedes orar
in
para cualquier persona
Spanish,
que está mirando eso,
that
que
they-
habla en español,
that they would receive
para que ellos
the
puedan recibir
fire of this
el
revival.
fuego de este
Will you do that?
avivamiento también. Si
Okay.
puedes hacerlo.
Okay, so we're going to do that.
Vamos a orar.
Sí.
Padre, te damos gracias, Señor. En esta mañana estamos aquí presentes, Señor, delante de ti. Oramos, Señor, por aquellos que van a ver este video, Señor. Aquellos que todavía no te conocen, Padre amado. Pero, Señor, pedimos a tu Santo Espíritu que llegue, Señor, al profundo de sus corazones y que pueden, Señor, acercarse hacia ti. Bendito Dios, tú eres un Dios poderoso que puedes cambiar el corazón al que necesitas, Señor. Padre amado, te pedimos, Señor, en el nombre de Jesús, que puedes tocar corazones, Señor, que puedes traer, Señor, a tus pies a los que todavía no confían en ti, Señor, o a los que todavía no creen en ti, Padre bendito. Pedimos, Señor, tu presencia en cada uno de ellos y que sean atraídos, Señor, porque el tiempo, Señor, se acaba. Porque el tiempo, Señor, el tiempo final se está acercando, Señor. Dice tu palabra, el que oyere mi voz y abriere, Señor, la puerta, entraré con él y cenaré con él. Ese quiere decir, Señor, que tu palabra entre al corazón de aquellos que te necesitan, Señor. Te lo pedimos, Padre, en el nombre poderoso de Jesús. Amén y amén.
Amen.
Gracias.
Wow.
I told you I wanted to bring him.
I love that so much.
So, yes.
I love that so much. So we're going to be praying for Jackson, Mississippi, and we're going to pray that a great revival. You know, I just feel like that there's a great revival that you guys are carrying within you. And we live down on the Gulf Coast. We live in Pensacola, Florida. So we don't live that far from you guys, and but we want to stay in touch. So we will maybe exchange information and then see what God's going to do. And then I want to try to see if we can't raise money to buy that couple a car.
Yes. let me just say something that's
Okay.
burning on my heart, and that is, I feel like that the Lord is pouring out His Spirit because His Son is coming soon. I believe Jesus is coming soon, and I believe He is drawing the net in. And pouring out His Spirit. You know, the Bible even tells us that in the last days He will pour out His Spirit.
There you go.
And this is, I believe, is what's
He's done
happening.
it. He's
And
done
so
it.
I think that it's wise for everyone. Better listen. Better
Wow.
pay attention
So
while you
amazing.
can, because we
Yeah.
don't know how much longer we have.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's pretty important
It's very
right
important.
now.
Very
so
important.
everyone needs to respond.
So awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eduardo. Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us on this. And we're going to post the pictures and all that as well.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, guys. We love y'all.